Introducing the XTOOL Prodigy. Maverick Diagnostics, we understand that all workshops need some kind of an aftermarket tool. We've been looking ourselves around the world for the last few years to find something that is better than anything that's currently in the market. We came across this Chinese company called XTOOL, who are behind a lot of other products and are actually OE for a lot of people. They produce another tool that we sell called the E2 Pro, which is more EV focused and has a lot of information in there about repairing electric vehicles and doing general vehicles. This tool is aimed at the general workshop. This is what we call the gasoline or petrol and diesel tool, and actually goes way back to do older vehicles and comes with plug sets to do older vehicles, and will do everything up to 2025 as well, or try to do everything up to 2025, I should say. Here we have the tool. I'm going to give you a basic run through of the features of the tool. So starting off with some of the more odd bits, we've actually got an auto data subscription here, which gives you 20% off with the tool with the subscription. You've also got a remote control setting, which is your standard team view. For us at Maverick Diagnostics, this is great because we can actually remote in and support the tool for you. It's fantastic actually from our purposes. We've then got a normal settings menu, which we've got several languages in, well, quite a lot of languages to be fair. You set your units and stuff like that if you're in the US or you want imperial units in general, and you can actually store it and clear your caches and stuff like that in there. In your features and more, you'll notice something down here straight away. We've got something called AI Assistant. The AI Assistant comes into play particularly when you've got diagnostic trouble codes and you want to know what they are, and it'll actually do a description. So you've got a vehicle coverage list on here, and this is really important for this tool because one of the interesting things about it is it's got multiple adapters. So you've got things like the old BMW 20-pin adapter, etc., old Mazda adapter. So you can actually do it in a lot of different regions and with a lot of older vehicles as well. So you've got some IMO, special functions, diagnosis. So if I was to pick diagnosis, for example, here, it'll go through and it'll load a list of all the diagnosis stuff on here, which is absolutely huge. And then you can go via make, again, every make there. China Cadillac, I don't think I want that, but it'll give me all the functions what I can do within that vehicle on there. User manual as well, which will load, and it's a huge file. You've got everything in here. We've actually had a proper look through it ourselves, and it's got every bit of operating instruction and stuff in there. Just go straight to home again, go back here. Use endoscope, which is actually an accessory pack on that, but you can see the dashboard there. I'm actually doing all this and moving it around, and you can see it's actually doing stuff like that, but there's an accessory cable to go with that if you need one. Go back to home again, go back to diagnosis. The VCI management, basically it's just to connect the VCI, and if there's a firmware update and stuff like that you want to do, pretty straightforward. And then you can set your own profile in here. So I've got my profile set in there. You can change the password, etc. You can add your workshop details. I've got this Maverick Diagnostics in here, and it also tells you what your subscription is. Very easy to use. And we'll actually go into updates. So this thing is always updating itself. So at the moment, we've got 22 updates. And I'll just actually press the button to show you. So it'll just download and update the updates as it's going along. But you can also actually get on with your life and do everything else in the background while it's doing it. Don't be afraid of actually doing it simultaneously. Special functions, this is where it gets really good, really intuitive and really quick. You want to do a special function. You want to do an immobilizer. Oh, actually, I've got 9 updates. There's a don't break anything in there, and it'll do some updates in there. So you're able to do some immobilizer programming and key functions. Currently, we are in a Mercedes. So you've got an immobilizer functionality in here, and it'll tell you what the immobilizer functionality is for that particular vehicle. You've got all sorts of quick set initialization, so tire sizing, VGR relearn, clutch adaptation, start, stop on and off, DPF regeneration, brake bleeds, etc., oil resets, EVAT tests, ton of special functions here. And the main thing as well, let's just go into do a bit of auto scan here. So you'll see when it goes into there, it's going to give me a choice. Oh, it's gone straight in actually. It didn't give me any choice at all because it's a BMW Blue Efficiency, so it knew that, went straight in there. It's a diesel 7-speed, keep it right and drive, that's good, okay. Reading out the mileage, it's actually very quick. Let's just hit the automatic scan. So we've got a choice of pre and post scan, which it would save to report, which I could just do now. That's a topography tree, and you can see it's just flying through the topography tree really quickly, telling me what's everything wrong with it. It'll take some time because this has got a lot of modules on it. Let's come up diagnosis on the screen. Oh, it's got quite a few weird faults in it, mainly to do with nothing important. So lady behind the camera, it's her car, so she's probably panicking at this point, but actually there's nothing much wrong with it. All the important stuff is good. Yeah, this car's got everything from retractable seat belts through to ADAS, so it's pretty good to have a look at. The speed of the XTOOL is pretty good. We've compared it to a lot of other products on the market. It's been one of the best. You can click on another video that we've done about this, comparing all the tools. However, this vehicle is a little bit older and it's got potentially probably 100 different modules. So it's actually going through every one to try and find out what it has got and what it hasn't got. The scan took about 2 minutes in this case, but there's a lot of modules there to populate. You can actually do a DTC report, which I could save that onto them, put the number plate in. I could actually do a DTC list. It'll go through all the list on there so we can see what's going on. You can list it that way as well. So that's where all the faults are. And then to go into it, I can either just go diagnostic, the upper lip control, done it, LIN bus, rear view mirrors, nothing really important in here. It's all just accessory stuff that's got minor faults in. So if I go into there, for example, in terms of user friendliness, I mean, it's super friendly. It's got a big front screen. You can go backwards and forwards. You can't really go wrong. And in terms of special functionality, it's all within there. So once you're actually into, this is a front signal acquisition now. It's a 2014 car, so things are a little bit slower on here. You've got a number of functions in here. So you've got some code restoration, code backup, programming and coding, writing a VIN, etc., control module reset, actuator tests, live data freeze frame. So if we just go into live data, for example, now, there's a lot of live data in here. There's a lot of functions in here. You can find your way through a number of menus. And importantly, it will do a number of bits of programming and coding as well. I'm not going to do too much today, but actually this is just showing you how to do it, how to program it, how to plug it in live rather than actually having to mess around and break your car by doing it on Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Personalized coding as well within here. So it's doing quite a lot of the functionality that actually you would get in Zentry on a bit of a lower level. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as a Zentry tool, but you've got quite a lot, particularly on this older vehicle here. Personal clothing parameterization. So you can go into a fair old bit of depth with this. I'm just going to exit that. I'm going to save that pre-scan report in there, and I'm going to go out of this at the moment. But you've also got manual selection. If you wanted to manually select it, you could go in there quite simply and find the vehicle if you knew what the vehicle is. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to click on the reports. My pre-scan reports there and my DTC reports there. That's my pre-scan. That's been all populated in there. Everything that's there. So if you were doing it for an insurance company or something like that, you could print that off. It will connect to various devices. Well, we have tried that before and it worked fine on the Wi-Fi network. And there's your DTC report straight away. So it's very, very fast, very easy to use, proper user-friendly. Pre-scans, all diagnostics, trouble codes, it gives you all those. And it shows you on here as well some of the older vehicles that I've been testing. So I've actually drive around in a very old Saab. So I drive around the 2007 Saab, being a diagnostic tech and the next Saab guy. I like these sort of things. So I've got my Saab report in there. So it even connected to there and connected to every module and did all the live data on the 2007 Saab, which I was quite impressed with because no one cares about Saabs anymore apart from me. Just quickly before we get to the end section of the video, I just want to show you what's included in the box. We have a really nice, attractive, and actually quite heavy docking station to charge it from. We've got a lot of the older cables, which you don't really see anymore. So that's an old VAG one. That's an old Citroen one. 2-pin, wow. And you've got a universal breakout lead. You've got the Mitsubishi lead, which actually I do use occasionally. You've got lots of things like the old MB leads, the old BMW lead, and lots of other leads. So if you're doing older vehicles or you're in a country that you've got a lot of older vehicles that you need to work on, they're still there and they're still available. Now let's get back to the video. Overall, very, very easy to use. Now, I'm going to show you the AI function. So if I'm going to go back into the Mercedes, the other thing is I wanted to show you was that it also has a lot of market stuff across the top. We've got my vehicles, which I could jump back into the Mercedes with. I could add it as a favorite. I could have Chinese vehicles, which are becoming predominant into the UK and European market at the moment. Your EV functions as well. So you actually go diagnostic with Tesla as well. Okay, you're not going to get the Tesla cables with this kit. They're additional, and that's why we sell the ET Pro kit. American vehicles, which again, I'm actually into American cars, I've got to admit, so I quite like this, and our Asian and European vehicles across the top here as well. A number of really good functions with here, which you'd have to pay more for other tools to have those functions included with them. It makes it very cost effective as well. Arguably, it's got really good global coverage. We know this is selling really well in the USA. We know that it's actually the best selling tool probably in the Indian market at the moment. It's done very, very well because of the coverage and because it'll go back and do a lot of the older vehicles and right up to 2025. We've tested it on 2024, 2025 vehicles and it's been absolutely great, to be fair. It can also go into, we have some commercial vehicle stuff as well. So we've got some light trucks, got some Chinese light light trucks in here. It's OE for a couple of manufacturers. I'm not allowed to state which ones they are, but it is absolutely. I think it's only in the China market we've got light trucks. I don't think we've got anything in Europe for light trucks. So if I go all the way back now, as I start the video, I start doing the update. The updates have been going on in the background, so I could carry on working, carry on doing vehicles, which I find is a really good function. You don't have to stop and wait for it to update. Just hit the update button and carry on with what you're doing. Overall, it's got a really nice sized tablet as well. I can nearly work it without my glasses on, which is always only for vanity reasons, but it's always a good reason. So I'm actually going to show you some of the AI functionality as well. Unfortunately, I've just put it back into scan. What I should have done is press the previous vehicle. I'm going to cheat. I'm actually going to go for system selection. So I'm actually going to go back into the chassis. I'm going to do the chassis gateway. Let's see if we can pull some faults with it. I'll do an automatic scan this time and let it scan again. But it should do it a lot quicker because I scanned it before, and it is, which is good. I should have actually just reselected the vehicle, which is another way to do it, because I've actually stored the last vehicles in there and I could have just recontacted it, which I didn't do. But we live and learn. So it's going to go through the gateways again. And what I'm going to do is pick on a DTC and then see how good the AI assistant is with the DTC, see if it's actually up there to be able to do it. You've got to make sure as well that the tool is online. So I've got a little globe in the top there and it's got a tick on it. Clearly the tool's actually online, and hence the reason it decided that as soon as I switched it on and wanted to do some updates, it picked them up over air as well. That's really important to understand. I can minimize and maximize the screen from there as well. I can get rid of all the stuff at the top, and I can actually zoom in and zoom out as well, which is a nice little feature as well. So it's still doing its thing. I said it's probably going to take 2 minutes because it's a 2014 car. It's a little bit slower. Yeah, it's trying to find, I was trying to pick a module that wasn't there before. That doesn't help. You can see that now. What I'll do is I'll direct access into the module and see if we can find any AI information about that module. Now go into specific module. I'm going to the SAM module in the front. I'm going to hit the AI assistant button, not the diagnose button this time. And I'm going to say information. Let's let it load up. It's having a bit of a think. It'll probably give me a full report about what that DTC could be. So the fault is up there. Let's see if it comes up with something. We've done this a lot, and most of the time, as you know, AI is in its infancy. It's not completely amazing. Most of the time it does come up with something quite credible. Here we go. Possible causes, faulty corroded wiring harness. Well, yeah. And it's the usual, it needs a wiring check, but it does actually give you the resistance of the CAN network. It gives you some next step, and I can actually hit the repair procedure on here as well, which is really, really useful. So if you don't know about repair procedures, when you work with OEM tools, you always have a repair procedure which steps you through. So it's actually done a half decent repair procedure on there. We can go into do a little bit further on this, so you can actually go repair procedure guidance, and that'll step you through further as well. Fault is usually wiring, terminator, defective RDS sensor. Well, I was going to swear then, but yeah, we could have guessed that. But at least it's trying to help. AI is okay. Let's see what else it'll come up with. We got further information there as well. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's pulling data from all over the place, I suspect. So it's probably pulling a lot of OEM data as well. We've got functionality for verification test and drive test and things like that in there. So it's got a lot going on. I'm going to exit the AI now. And if I go just into normal diagnose, I can actually have a look at read GC, clear the DCC, code backup, code restoration, personalized coding, or module reset. So I'm going to read the ECU information first, got hardware version, that's fine. And have a look at live data to actually see what the range sensor is actually doing. Range sensor operational, yes, no. This is a yes, no kind of scenario. So I could record it, I could customize it, I can put it into a graphical mode, and that's my unit, sorry, not the graphical mode. That's, sorry, chart, columns. And then I'm going to go right back out now. That's how you exit the diagnostics. So if you want to exit, you can go out and save it like that. And if I go back into there, there's a little door at the top that I hit there to do that. Report, and I've got my further report up here with my gateway, gone into all of that. Pre-scan report on there. Really in depth. You can also create a report as well. So you can add a report to a report, but you haven't had the post-scan data on that one, so you don't need to do that. So reporting is fantastic in it. Overall, out of 10 for an aftermarket tool, and I am critical of them, I'm actually giving it like a 9 because it's been so phenomenal. Everything that I've tried to do with it, I've managed to do. Overall, fantastic for the general workshop. It comes with a 3-year subscription, and currently at the end of those 3 years, it's going to be about £700 to update, and I'm sure there'll be deals there in the future as well. If you are looking to update your existing multi-brand diagnostic tool, I can highly recommend this.